Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out the Element 1 Track Color tool. To describe this device, I have to describe the problem itself. And the problem itself was born out of me mixing client sessions where my clients, being organized people that they are, they would organize things sort of like what you would see here, where, and this is pretty common actually, where people will group similar sounds together or similar elements, such as, let's say, everything in this teal, aquamarine, whatever color that is, they would group like all of those tracks and color them the same. And let's say that those were all vocals. Or the purple tracks here, fuchsia, whatever color that is, those would all be drums. That's nice. It helps keeps the session pretty organized, pretty tidy. But as a mixing engineer, I find it a little bit difficult to take a session that I didn't build and to parse what uh, group a signal is flowing into. Or if you have nested groups, as you see right here, where you have like a group inside of a group inside of another group, it gets a little bit confusing to know which layer you're actually on. So I would often go through, taking the advice from my mentor, Seth Drake, I would go through and color only the groups. I would turn every other track that was not a group the color of the background, which was like this black, dark charcoal, whatever that is. So yeah, that's what led to this device being created. So in its default state, whenever you have none of these options turned on, that's what happens. I choose this option in the bottom right. I hit go, and everything that is not a group track gets colored dark. Makes it so much easier to actually be able to figure out what signals are flowing where. And then this led to more inspiration where I said, okay, that's really cool. It works, but I need to be able to now, let's say, randomize the groups or the group colors. So randomize, groups only, hit the button, and you can see we now get a bunch of random colors assigned to the groups. Now, this is not ideal for every scenario, but it is a nice way of being able to just kind of quickly change the scheme to be able to more easily parse what's happening. In the future, I'm going to be updating this with a number of different features, at least attempting to, where I could pick a limited set of options. I could pick exclusions so that it won't pick those colors. For example, I don't want it to use one of these like the dark color as a group color. And a couple of other things that I have in mind, but for now, this is what we have. I also thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool to be able to just randomize everything? Why not? So just hit random, and there you go. Randomizes all of the group colors themselves. Or excuse me, every track color that's not a group. You could also include the group, so it randomizes absolutely everything. And here's probably the most useful function for many of you, is the children inherit the parent group color. So I click that. And what this means is all of the nested tracks inherit the color of the group. So it kind of makes it a lot easier to kind of see what is grouped into what. So it's very quick, very easy. Right here's a good example, right? So that's a pretty useful feature. And the final sort of thing that it can do is get us back to what we had before, where only everything inside of a top level group gets colored that color. So we just turn on the three middle options. So the children will inherit the parent color. We're randomizing those colors, and then we're including the groups as well. So when I do this, boom. Now anything that's in the top level group and below gets colored the same. So that's the feature set as it currently exists. I do have a revert button here where you click it, and it kind of halfway works. It kind of goes back to almost what I had at one point, but you can see how it kind of breaks. It's not really a useful feature. It's buggy, so maybe don't rely on that. But yeah, this is where we're at the moment. Thank you so much for checking it out. In the future, I will be trying to update it, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. This is my first tool of the sort where I'm using JavaScript to kind of help do the actual function itself. So yeah, maybe we could implement some more fancy features to actually make this. Well, in that case, it looks like it actually randomized everything. Yeah, I think like color exclusions are probably going to be very helpful. But yeah, that's the track color tool. Again, the primary function, it works flawlessly. But for the extra stuff, I think we might be able to refine it a little bit more. So that's it for now. Thanks for checking it out. I'll see you around.